Alright, so this is the final piece of the puzzle, okay? So what if you now want to make your boss or your enemy unique? The reason why that last move that we did, replacing create enemy with create my boss, works so easily is because all of the functionality inside it is using existing functionality. So it's using the update my boss. It's using update boss from previously, so it's updating. It's actually using the update boss function, and the reason that works is because all of the information inside of create my boss is the same as the create boss level 1 that we already had. So what if you want to make this different? Okay, so first of all, I'm going to take away this boss level 1 tag. Okay, that's going to basically break this function as far as being associated with level 1 boss. I'm going to replace it though with a new tag called in place my boss, and we'll use that. Okay, now place my boss doesn't exist. My boss doesn't exist as a component, so now you can start adding your own components. So we'll go back to the game components. Now they are ordered here, okay, with tags and components up high and things like that. But for our purposes, just keep it all in one place. So it's asking you to go ahead and declare all your functions here. So I'm going to let it do that. So now you have all your functions for declared here, and I'm also going to go ahead and declare my component. So we have a struct called my boss, and now I have a tag for my boss. Okay, so we're getting to the point where we can use this. So now I'm going to go back to my level. I'm just going to change him just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to change him so that he the boss, it's still going to use the hit points and everything. It's going to use everything from boss number 1, but I'm just going to have him shoot a little bit differently. So what I have to do is I have to change I'm going to have to change where shoot is called. So here's shoot level 1 boss, but I'm going to change this to shoot my boss. Okay, and that's a funny name. Okay, so now it's going to call shoot my boss instead of shoot level boss. So that's okay, because level boss, it would be exactly the same thing, except I'm going to make it just a little bit different. Instead of shooting in 4 different directions, I'm going to just have it shoot in 2 directions. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these diagonal shots, which are the last. Actually, I'm going to get rid of the non-diagonal shots. So I'm going to get rid of. Let's see. We'll get rid of. Actually, okay. We'll get rid of the diagonal shots because it's just going to be a little easier to get rid of things at the end. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, so now instead of shooting in 8 directions, it's only going to shoot in 4 directions. Okay, so this seems like, well, that's going to work now, but except we forget that we're calling, shoot from update, and update is never being called. So you have to make sure you call update, otherwise you will never update your you'll never update your function. So right now, if you create my boss, it's still going to create the boss that we have with all of the all of the tags that we need. However, it's not going to have any functionality because update is still, we're not calling the update function. So what we have to do, and this is the final step, is we're going to have to go to the game manager. Okay, in the game manager is where all of our patches are. So if you go up to the top, you'll see that the game manager, it's going to patch the player, right? It's also going to patch the enemies and the bullets right here. Okay, so unfortunately we have a enemy now, so it's going to patch the enemy, but it's not going to patch the enemy we want to patch, right? So So where is this patch for the enemy? It's going to be in enemy, okay? Going to go to enemy. So it's going to call update enemy. So in update enemy, it's going to patch any enemies that all the enemies that are tagged with enemy, plus there's an if statement for your new boss here, okay? So you're going to have to add another if statement in here. So else if, and now what's your tag? Your tag is my boss. Oops. The tag is my boss. Right? And you're going to have to change it to your update function. Update my boss. Okay? Now, every frame, you're going to be calling update on things that are tagged with my boss. So your update will run, and also your boss will be created because you created it in the level manager, and it will have the functionality of this function that you created, which is different than the boss. So let's see if this works. Hopefully it will. If not, I will make another video to fix it, but this is the general idea. Okay, let's see if he shoots. 4 directions now, not instead of 8. See that? Okay, so that's how you create unique enemies and bosses for the level. Okay, now you may have to create other components if you want DOT damage, if you want anything. You have to create all those components, put them on the enemy or the boss, and then at some point you're going to have to have an if statement somewhere when you want that component to do its magic. So for instance, someone talked about, what if the enemy exploded when it hit you, when it touched you and did massive damage? Then you'd have to put a component on the enemy that's blow up when the collision happens, which collisions are checked, you'd have to say if the enemy is one entity and the other entity is a player, and the enemy also has a tag that says blow up, then the enemy will get destroyed, you'll get a special effect maybe, and the player will lose more health than it usually does, and maybe a sound effect will trigger. So that's kind of what you would have to do, and that's where you guys get creative. And everything's going to be the same when we go forward in terms of like power-ups, special effects. It's all going to be stealing the functions that exist, changing them, and make sure that they're updated or activated in the right places. Okay, so that's all I got right now. Hopefully this is enough to get us all started on the right foot for the rest of the class.